The hunter was in shock to see his wife, whom he thought he had killed. His heart pounded heavily as sweat trickled down his face and spine. For a moment, he was glad that the love of his life was alive. He forgot all her betrayal, and the only thing he wanted was to embrace her tightly. As the days passed, the children found themselves wrestling with the weight of their choices. The once familiar routines of the village now seemed suffocating. Each passing moment a reminder of the secrets buried beneath the tranquil surface of their lives. Their father, consumed by guilt and remorse, attempted to shield them from the harsh realities that had fractured their family. Yet, despite his efforts, the palpable tension hung heavy in the air, casting a shadow over their home. In the quiet of the night, as the moon cast its silvery glow upon the sleeping village, the children found solace in whispered conversations. They debated the merits of embracing their Naga heritage against the stability of their human existence. Each option bore its own set of challenges and uncertainties, leaving them torn between duty and desire. One fateful evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting fiery hues across the sky, the children found themselves drawn once more to the river's edge. The water, now shrouded in twilight's embrace, seemed to whisper secrets of a world beyond their wildest imaginings. With hesitant steps, they approached the water, the rhythmic lapping of the waves echoing the tumultuous rhythm of their hearts. As they stood on the precipice of uncertainty, a gentle breeze swept through the trees, carrying with it the faint scent of jasmine and possibility. In that moment, a voice, a familiar melody tinged with sorrow and longing, reached out to them from the depths of the river. It was their mother, her ethereal presence weaving through the currents like a siren's call. With bated breath, they listened as she beckoned them to embrace their true heritage, to explore the depths of their souls and discover the magic that lay dormant within. Yet, even as they were drawn to the allure of the river's embrace, a pang of guilt gnawed at their hearts. Their father, burdened by grief and remorse, relied on them as pillars of strength in the wake of tragedy. To abandon him now felt like a betrayal, a rift in the fragile bonds that held their fractured family together. As they grappled with the weight of their decision, a rustling in the underbrush interrupted their thoughts. It was their father, his eyes heavy with sorrow and weariness. He had followed them to the river, his heart heavy with the weight of unspoken truths. The hunter was in shock to see his wife, whom he thought he had allegedly killed. His heart pounded heavily as sweat trickled down his face and spine. For a moment, he was glad that the love of his life was alive. He forgot all her betrayal, and the only thing he wanted was to embrace her tightly. But after a second, reality began to emerge. How come his wife was alive? He saw her die. Why did she emerge in the middle of the river? As the hunter drew closer to the riverbank, he saw his wife in her serpentine form. His head began spinning with thoughts and unanswered questions. He was confused as he froze, unable to comprehend the fantastical sight before him. His mind raced with a myriad of emotions: shock, disbelief, and a glimmer of hope. Could it be possible that she had survived somehow? Or was this some cruel trick of fate, taunting him with the illusion of his lost love? As he stood rooted to the spot, his wife approached him with a mixture of apprehension and longing in her eyes. She reached out a hand, her touch gentle against his trembling form. "My love," she whispered, her voice trembling with emotion. "Forgive me for the pain I've caused you. There are truths that must be revealed. secrets that must be laid bare. The hunter's heart clenched with a tumult of conflicting emotions. He wanted to believe her, to grasp onto the hope that their love could overcome even death itself. But doubts gnawed at his soul, whispering tales of betrayal and deceit. With a trembling hand, he reached out to touch her, to feel the reality of her presence. But as his fingers brushed against her serpentine scales, he recoiled in shock, the truth crashing down upon him like a tidal wave. His wife, the woman he had loved with all his heart, was not entirely human. She was a being of myth and legend, a creature of both land and water. As his wife narrated the whole story, and her existence as a naga, the hunter staggered backwards, his mind reeling with the weight of truth. He looked upon his wife with newfound understanding, seeing her not as the woman he had once known, but as a being caught between two worlds, a naga with a heart torn between love and duty. In that moment of clarity, the hunter knew that their path forward would be fraught with challenges and uncertainties. With a heavy heart, he reached out to her once more, his hand trembling with emotion. He sank to his knees before them, his voice choked with emotion as he bared his soul to his children and wife. He confessed his sins, his regrets, his desperate yearning to undo the irreversible damage wrought by his impulsive actions, and begged for their forgiveness. In that vulnerable moment, the children saw their father not as a figure of authority, but as a man burdened by his humanity. A man who had lost his way amidst the tangled webs of love and loss. Tears welled in their eyes as they embraced him, their hearts heavy with compassion and forgiveness. In that moment of shared vulnerability, the walls that had divided them crumbled, leaving behind the raw essence of familial love, a love that transcended the boundaries of mortality and magic. With trembling hands, the children made their decision, guided by the wisdom of their hearts and the echoes of their mother's song. They chose to walk the path of their Naga heritage, to explore the depths of their souls, and unlock the mysteries that lay hidden beneath the surface of their lives. As the shimmering waters of the river beckoned them with an irresistible allure, the children turned to their father, their hearts heavy with both sorrow and determination. The hunter, his eyes brimming with tears, begged them to stay with him, his voice choked with emotion. He knew that his world would crumble without his beloved wife and children by his side. He pleaded with them to reconsider, to forsake the call of the river and remain with him in the familiar embrace of their human existence. But the children, their serpentine forms illuminated by the moonlight, were resolute in their decision. They longed to explore their other part of being and life, to unravel the secrets that had been whispered to them by the ancient currents of the river. Though their hearts ached at the thought of leaving their father behind, they knew that their destiny lay beyond the confines of their village. With tears streaming down their faces, they embraced their father one final time, their skin brushing against his trembling form. They whispered words of love and gratitude, their voices trembling with emotion as they sought to convey the depth of their feelings. The hunter, his heart heavy with grief, understood the inevitability of their choice. With a heavy sigh, he whispered a blessing to them, his words carrying the weight of a lifetime of love and sacrifice. Though parting with his beloved wife and children tore at his soul, he knew that their journey was one that they must undertake alone. As the children prepared to descend into the depths of the river, their mother stepped forward, a solemn expression upon her serpentine features. With a few whispered incantations, she invoked the ancient magic that flowed through her veins, her words weaving a delicate tapestry of transformation. And as the shimmering waters of the river enveloped them, the children felt a strange sensation wash over them, a tingling warmth that suffused their beings from head to tail. In an instant, their serpentine forms began to shift and change, their scales receding to reveal the familiar contours of their human bodies. They looked upon each other with wonder and awe, their eyes shining with newfound understanding. With a bittersweet smile, their mother beckoned them to go deeper into the water, to embrace their dual heritage and the mysteries that awaited them beneath the surface. And as they swam further into the depths, they turned back to their father one last time, their voices echoing with promises of future reunions. "We will visit you, father," they called out, their words carried by the currents of the river. "We will never forget you." Their father watched them with a mixture of sadness and grief that consumed him, his heart heavy with the weight of their absence. But amidst the pain, he also felt a glimmer of hope, knowing that their love would endure, even across the vast expanse that now separated them. And as the children disappeared beneath the surface of the river, their forms merging with the shimmering currents, their father bowed his head in silent prayer, sending his love and blessings to the family he held dear. For though they were now divided by the depths of the river, their bond remained unbroken, a testament to the enduring power of love, even in the face of separation and loss. And as the sun rose on a new day, the hunter vowed to carry their memory in his heart until the day they would be reunited once more.